Hello everyone, this is Ben Tarver. I'm the youth and family pastor at First Baptist Church, and today I wanted to talk about our family assessment for our Faith at Home initiative here at First Baptist Church. And maybe you haven't heard about Faith at Home, maybe you've gone through some Faith at Home things with your family, but the family assessment is the first piece, kind of the starting point if you're new to Faith at Home. And then also the family assessment, it's not just a once and done type deal, it's something that you keep coming back to. And I'll get back to that here in just a moment. But why Faith at Home is so important is because it starts with you, and it starts with building a foundation of your faith with the people that you live with. And that can be a single adult, you're by yourself, and you have to work on your faith in relationship with God just as much as a family with children at the house. Now, obviously, if there are children, if there's another generation, then there are specific things called to those parents and those grandparents right there in the household of handing down the faith. And we've talked about that in some other videos, how important the Shema and Deuteronomy, going all the way back to the Old Testament, that God puts it in people's hearts that you hand these things down to your children. You use time from the time you wake up to when you go to bed and any moment in between to have faith-building conversations and intentionally be in prayer together as a family, and to read God's Word together and have times of worship, not just on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. You know, Faith at Home is intentionally building God-fearing families right there in the household. So it starts with our family assessment. And I know assessment, when you hear that word, you may want to pause right there and say, I'm not sure about that. That sounds like school. That sounds like I'm being tested. You know, the great thing about the family assessment, it is an important tool, and it's between you and your household and the Lord. So it starts with this family assessment, and it starts with this reflection part. And it's real quick to move through the reflection part. And again, the reflection part is built kind of on those different life stages. So there's some things you fill out if you're a single adult. If you're in a marriage, there's some things to fill out there. And you have to just be honest, circling where you are, just kind of in your faith journey. If you're a parent or a grandparent, there's a couple of questions there that talks about where you're at and kind of assess how things are in the household right now. So you don't look ahead with the reflection part, you take where things are currently. So right here at the bottom, there's marriage, children, grandchildren, single adults, there's a part there. I'm called to be single. I hope to marry, my future marriage. So there's different things no matter what your family looks at, there's different things to fill out. Then once you get done there, this kind of reflects our Connect card that we have in our order of worship on Sundays. We have another Connect card, but this is a little bit different. You tear this out, but this you keep for yourself. And there's different family seasons here. There's life stages and special situations. So life stage would be something like I'm single, but I hope to marry. Or I'm engaged. Or I'm an empty nester. And what you do, you check off these, wherever the life stage is, or maybe you have one that's coming up, you can go ahead and check that off. Then there's special situations here. So this might be a difficult teenager at home, or financial struggles, or maybe you're interested in adoption, dealing with grief. These are different special situations that kind of match where you are in life right now. You check those off, and then we have other resources that specifically go into each one of those for the family seasons and for the special situations. And we call them pointers. And some of the more popular pointers, if you go in the atrium of our church, are right there. You can grab those. There's some other ones that are not as popular, not picked up as much, but we still have those available online. So on the back of this family assessment, talks about the Faith at Home pointers. And then we have some things called recipe cards. And the recipe cards are really fun. We periodically shuffle those out online and also in the atrium, the Faith at Home Center. And the recipe cards are just fun activities, family activities that you can do. Typically, they surround holidays or special events. So we're right now making this video, we're going into the holiday season. There's a lot of recipe cards that we already have made from the past several years for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, you know, when we get around to Easter time again. Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduations. We have connection cards already, or recipe cards already created for those things. There's also games and simple activities. We try to also highlight things that are more cost effective and a lot of times are free. You know, we try to make this as cost effective as possible on all our recipe cards. So if you want ideas for date nights and ideas for, how can I share the gospel? How can I share the good news that Jesus came around Christmas? What can I do as a family? And we give some suggestions for those. At the bottom right there, the last part is resource recommendations. And there's a couple. It Starts at Home is a book that was actually started from the people that started Faith at Home Initiative in their church. It's a great resource. There's one on family worship here. I made another video talking family worship, and a lot of those ideas from family worship came from Dr. Don Whitney. Now, on the back of these other pointer cards, there are also other recommendations. So if you're looking at the finance one, there's recommendations on the finance one for Dave Ramsey and some of the stuff he's doing and things that we do as a church when we do a financial peace class, for example. So it gives you connections and ministries that we already do as a church as you go through these cards and as you look at the resources. So my hope and prayer is that you take this assessment, that you go through it. Maybe you're going through it the first time as a family and pray together as a family. If you have not been building faith at home, do not be discouraged. You know, today is the best day to start. And just be honest with your family. Say, we want to do this because we want to be faithful to the Lord every day of the week. And I know schedules get busy and things get busy. But what can be more important than setting a foundation at the house on focus on Jesus Christ? This will just carry you throughout the week. And, we don't just need a booster of worship on Sunday morning and Wednesday night. We need to reflect Jesus Christ in our families and have faith discussions throughout the day. I've had amazing faith discussions with my kids, just in the car, just being open. And that takes a little intentionality sometimes, just asking them things about God. It's amazing what discussion you can get into quickly with a child and some of the questions that they ask. And it's okay if a tough question comes up through discussions at home and you have to say, I'll get back to you. I'll check into that. I don't have the answer. I think kids and teenagers, they appreciate the honesty that we have to wrestle with these things as well and learn more about God. But let's do this intentionally as a family. Let's have fun doing this as a family. Let's set a foundation that will pass generation after generation in our household. That Jesus Christ is number one, and we will follow the Lord with all our strength, with all our mind, with all our heart. I'm praying for you, and God bless you as you go through Faith at Home.